Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Oh wow. Please don't talk about me too bad with my oh man, with my hard times head wrap. Um Me and my family are going to a duck farm today, a duck hatchery. I have never seen a live duck in real person. My kids have not either, so this is gonna be fun and exciting, and we're gonna learn a bunch of stuff. Yeah. But I don't be around animals without my hair being tied up, especially birds. I have chickens. We have chickens and we have roosters, and they wait till you get over there in that coop and start flapping and jumping up on stuff. And I don't want chicken dander in my hair. I don't want it. So I always wrap my hair up when I'm going around. Specifically birds. I will go around all the other animals that don't flap and have dander and stuff. But yeah, so that's what we're doing today. But anyway, welcome. I wanted to check in. I have been offline for a minute and I'm back with a new point of view. But still talking about money though. We still talking about that same money, just a different point of view. Um Wanted to share something with you guys. I was thinking about the last video that I made, I talked about a possible recession. So at that point, maybe 2 months ago, the way that things were going, the way that the economy was looking, it was looking recession-y. It was looking recession-y. And I can say that with confidence because all of the things that make investors call it a recession all were starting to line up. Um, the inflation issue was probably the driving factor behind it because when you have high prices, the only way to fix high prices is high prices. The whole point of the Fed raising the interest rate was to slow down consumer spending. And it doesn't look like that quite happened. There's still some money out there. So it looks like right now they're going to continue to raise that interest rate and pretty much just flush the money out of the system because there's still money out there. And I see why this economy is different from the economy of the 80s when inflation happened. I believe it was 40 years ago. So is that like the 80s? Yeah, the 80s. So we got Uber and DoorDash and a whole lot of side gigs and side hustles. So when one train ain't running, you can always hop on another train in this economy that we got going on. I thank God for this generation that feel like they have to be as innovative as they are and they create a lot of things that are sustainable. They have made a lot of future proof inventions and a lot of them come along with a straight up hustle that's holding people even when the economy looks like it should be. It looks like everybody shouldn't have, like, nobody should still be renting Airbnbs and traveling and going on vacation according to the data, but it's still some money out there, y'all. So it looks like the Fed is trying to come for the rest of the money. And the point I was trying to make was about the recession. So even though we had the heavy inflation and we have the high gas prices, the key factor that we don't have is the low job numbers. There's still plenty of jobs out there. And I think anywhere that you go in hospitality, you'll see that there are plenty of jobs. Um, a lot of the hospitality industry, like hotels, restaurants, fast food places, are still short staffed. So a lot of the investors that I listen to, the investors that I feel like look at they have the knowledge, I call it knowledge, what's the word? The insight. The investors that I watch, I use, and by the way, it ain't no little shady game. I use Real Vision, which is a group of investors that have gotten together and they put out information, very good, reputable information from around the globe, not just the United States. And they use this information to come up with a forecast looking forward. Because if you're looking at today, you're already too late when it comes to money. So a lot of those guys are saying that that recession thing, we were wrong about it. It's looking like right now when the GDP third quarter numbers came out, and with money, with banking, with investing, with stocks, the year is broken down into 4 quarters. It's pretty easy. It's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And when the reports came out, it just did not show recession. And that's cool. That's good. I'm glad that they were wrong about that. I'm glad I was wrong about it. Because then that means that there's something else going on here, and we need to uh we need to be mindful and use this as an opportunity to be aware of what can happen and start stacking up and start saving and start looking for things to invest in. Because if everything is at a low right now, like people who don't understand the volatility of investment would look at the fall of Bitcoin. Fell like $20,000, and like the flip flop going on with crypto, and they would take that and feel like, oh, well, that's a bad investment. Actually, that's just how it goes. It goes up and down. When you see points where the market is down, use that as a chance to do a triage and document what's up and what's down, and look at what you can afford to buy. Research those items, find out what's the likelihood of them going back up, what the company is working on, why did it fall, is it potential to come back up, and you might want to consider investing in that stock while it's low. Don't wait till it go back up and everybody jump on it and then you like, oh yeah, I want to get in there too. Well, now the price is back up. But it's a process and learning to trust yourself as well. But what I wanted to leave with you was so when you look at how we were wrong about the recession, I think this is a chance to start some goal setting. And as I talked about, data points. We were able, as an investor, I am able to say, no, this isn't a recession, not just by guessing or not just by what I think or what I feel or intuition or my energy or I don't know, hocus pocus. No, I go by data points. Data points are what you need to set goals with. Data points tell you, hey, maybe you need to keep going. You probably haven't reached your goal yet, even though you may feel like you've reached it. You always have hardcore data to look at and say, hey, this isn't where I want it to be. So let's look at what investors like myself use to make long-term money decisions, something called SMART goals. I don't know how popular this theory is or this method is. It works for me. And I want to share with you guys. So SMART goals, it's an acronym, S.M.A.R.T, and it stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So that's where you have SMART, S.M.A.R.T. So let's run a quick scenario so we can get a feel for it. It's nothing hard. You really don't have to write it down. If you are in tune with what you got going on, you can pretty much just off the cuff go with it. I have to write things down. I don't trust my memory like that no more. Ever since COVID, that brain fog ain't no joke. I don't play with it. That brain fog, it gets foggy for me sometimes now. Me and my family had COVID back in August, July, the end of July. And we came on through by the grace of God. And I'm grateful to be here. But that brain fog wasn't no joke. It still come up on me every now and then. So I'm not too arrogant that I can't write things down because I can't remember everything. And I'm fit to be 45 years old next year. Come through 45. So, All right, so let's go with a specific goal. What will be accomplished? When I say a specific goal, that means that I know I reached my goal because there is a very specific thing. What actions will I take specifically to reach this goal? Like there's certain things that I'm looking for to know that this goal has been accomplished. Let's say you want to start a budget and you want to save $500. Specific. Because you want to buy a house or whatever. Just be specific. Don't just say, I want to have a lot of money. That's not very specific because what is a lot of money, which goes to the next letter, which is measurable. Measurable. What data will measure the goal? How much do you want to save? Over what period of time do you want to save it? Maybe you don't want to save every year for the next 5 years. Maybe you just have a short term goal. Christmas is coming up. For some people, Christmas is a financial goal. Achievable. Is the goal doable? Keep it 100 with yourself. If Christmas is coming and I don't know what these kids play with because my kids are small. I have a 4-year old and a 6-year old, but let's go for a teenager who maybe wants some type of video game console. I don't know what's out right now, but I'm pretty sure them joints is expensive, like hundreds of dollars. I don't know, I guess. I'm gonna say like $500 for a PlayStation. I don't know. I know one time I was looking for one and the prices was well into the thousands with the bundles and all of that. So achievable. Is this achievable? Real talk. Don't put yourself in a trick bag. If you can't afford $1,000 game console, there's no shame in rethinking that purchase. Otherwise, you're gonna put yourself in a situation that you can't. Well, that will be very hard to undo. And we're talking about smart goals here. So we do things smart. We think things through. We do some critical thinking over here when it comes to our money. This is our money. You get up and go to work and you work very hard for the money that you get. So there should be just as much planning. The planning that you do to get up and go to work, you have to plan for who's going to watch your kid. You have to plan for gas that's going into your car. You have to plan for your lunch for that day. You have to plan your route to work. You do all that planning to go get your money. Plan before you give your money away. Okay, so let's go with the next letter. The next one is relevant. Is this goal relevant? Is this thing relevant to the whole thing, right? So let's go back to the Christmas gift, the $1,000 PlayStation, and I hope I'm saying that right. I hope they do cost $1,000, but 500, 1,000. I don't know how much they cost. If you ain't got the money, either way, $2 is a lot if you ain't got it. But is this relevant? So you got the PlayStation. That's $1,000 for December. But let's say your long-term goal, real talk, is I want to buy a house in 2023. Because don't sleep on that housing market, y'all. The prices are coming down. There was no way that housing market could sustain at that high at that high price for a long period of time. So what goes up must come down. So the prices are coming down. It's a realistic goal to buy a house in 2023. So is that PlayStation gonna get me closer to the house for my kids or further away? Are me and my kids gonna be in an apartment playing PlayStation? Or are we gonna be at our house, maybe without a PlayStation right now? Maybe we'll do that later, but we'll be in our house watching Netflix, I guess. I don't know what the alternative is to PlayStation, but you're tracking, right? So, and then the next letter is time bound. What is the time frame for accomplishing my goal? And I think that this is probably one of the main problems for us when it comes to saving money because when it comes to time, we prefer immediate gratification over long-term wins. That's a mindset thing, y'all. It has nothing to do with culture. It has nothing to do with society. It mostly has to do with your personal tolerance for waiting for things. So I mean, you may have to get to a point where you just may have to talk to yourself. You may have to stand up inside of yourself and speak to yourself and say, "Self, yo, long term. I'm not trying to be renting. I'm not trying to be paying all these people all this money for the rent. I want a house. I may have to forego a few things right now to get to the bigger picture. And I'm telling you, it's worth it. It ain't nothing like buckling down, doing what you got to do, and then getting the results that you set out for. Not being disappointed when your results come through. Man, come on, results. That's where I'm at in life, man. Like results. If I set up my SMART goals, if I check in with my goals, if I stick to my plan, I'm specific. I got measurable goals. I don't set goals that I can't achieve. Why would I set a goal I can't achieve? That's disappointing. That's just gonna throw me backwards and make me doubt myself. Now I can't even trust myself to come up with an achievable goal. So come on, let's be real with ourselves. Achievable goals. Not the goal that I saw my homegirl accomplish because my situation ain't her situation. I gotta go with what I'm doing. So let's try to set some smart goals this year. Specific goals, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Let's not go into another year where we're doing the same loop with our money, the same negative loops. Because right now, the way that they running up the interest rate, it ain't no time to keep trying to figure out this same borrowing, paying back, because now you're going to pay back way more than what you borrowed to start with. So let's get real. Let's start saving our own money. Let's start setting goals. Let's start standing up and being responsible for what we attract to ourselves financially. And also, let's start setting great examples for our children to follow so that when they get out here and they have to handle their money and they have to buy things and they have to try to figure it out, they're not always dropping the ball. We can do this. We can do this, man. So that's the only thing I have today. Set some smart goals. Start looking at those low prices. Right now, everything is on the low. As far as investment goes, look at those low prices. It's on sale. And I don't know. Let's start some forward thinking. Let's start some plans. What are your plans? Drop it in the comments. What are your plans for the next 3 months? What you got going on? It's got to be something bigger than a PlayStation being purchased this year. Let's set some big goals this year. Let's buy some houses. Let's buy some. Let's invest in some things. Let's start some businesses. What we doing? Let's start some things out here. Let's set some goals. Let's get serious. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what your smart goals are for this year. Be blessed.